Raisen here. In this video, we'll explore how to create an interactive visualization of the blues scale on a guitar fretboard using React and TypeScript. You can explore the complete source code in the GitHub repository and try out the live demo. The project is built on Radeon Kit, a robust boilerplate that provides essential components and utilities for a streamlined development experience. Let's start by defining our core data structure. A musical scale in our application is represented by a TypeScript interface with three essential properties: type, tonality, and root node, which defines the starting node of the scale. The scale's tonality determines its fundamental character, being either minor or major. Each scale comes in three types: full, pentatonic, and blues. The scale pattern represents the sequence of intervals measured in semitones between consecutive notes. For example, in a minor blues scale, we move up 3 semitones, then 2, then 1, and so on, creating its distinctive bluesy sound. We implement URL-based state management to handle scale changes, encoding the scale parameters directly in the URL, for example, scale A blues minor. The scale page architecture is thoughtfully organized into 4 essential components, each serving a distinct purpose in our interactive learning environment. At its core, we have the scale manager for dynamically changing scales, the scale page title for clear scale identification, the scale nodes for interactive fretboard visualization, and the scale patterns for mastering the 5 fundamental scale positions. While we covered the fretboard rendering mechanics in our previous video, in the description, this video delves into the specialized aspects of blues scale visualization. To help users grasp the blues scale intuitively, we leverage their likely familiarity with the pentatonic scale. Within the scale page title component, we display a descriptive subtitle that presents the blues scale as a natural extension of its pentatonic counterpart. For instance, when viewing an A minor blues scale, the subtitle would show A minor pentatonic plus D sharp, the blue note, making it clear that a blues scale is essentially a pentatonic scale with one additional note, the characteristic blue note that gives the scale its distinctive sound. To enhance the visual distinction between different types of notes on the fretboard, we implement the scale node component. This component determines how each note should be displayed based on its role in the scale. Root notes are rendered with primary emphasis, while the characteristic blue note receives special styling when playing a blues scale. The getBlueNote function uses set theory to identify the blue note of a scale. Rather than hard-coding note positions, it calculates the note by finding the difference between the blues scale and its pentatonic counterpart. This approach leverages the fact that a blues scale consists of a pentatonic scale plus one additional note. By generating both scale patterns and comparing their note sets, the function can determine the blue note programmatically. While visualizing individual notes is valuable, guitarists typically learn scales through repeatable patterns across the fretboard. These patterns break down the scale into 5 manageable positions, making it easier to navigate the fretboard during improvisation. The scale patterns component implements this approach by displaying these essential positions. We've already covered pentatonic patterns in the previous video in the description. Building on this foundation, our blues scale patterns extend the pentatonic shapes by strategically inserting the blue note. The getBlueScale pattern function takes a pentatonic pattern and examines each note position, adding the blue note either 1 fret below the root or 1 fret above specific pentatonic notes. This implementation ensures that each pattern position remains intuitive to play while incorporating the essential blue note. By placing the blue note adjacent to existing pentatonic notes, guitarists can seamlessly transition between pentatonic and blues phrases, enriching their improvisational vocabulary. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.